evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Bader Gymnasium. Tom Lydon with you alongside Evan Cardamino for the latest in our TVL Sports Showcase. We have a great matchup between two rivals here in the TVL Large Volleyball. We have the Hopkinton Hillers, who by all accounts have already clinched the 2025 championship in the TVL Large, facing your Westwood Wolverines. And Evan, there's plenty to talk about, but top of mind, what comes to your mind here as this matchup begins?
Well, this is a big test for Westwood. Hopkinton's one of the top teams in the TVL, clinched the TVL Large for another consecutive year in a row. But if you're Westwood, the big thing that you want to do is you want to see if you can clinch your playoff berth here.
Let's turn it over to Brendan Reeves on the PA.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Bader Gymnasium of Westwood High School. This evening's matchup between the Hopkinton Hillers and your Westwood Wolverines. The student athletes, coaches, and game officials have worked diligently to prepare for tonight's competition. Please demonstrate your appreciation for the hard work by exhibiting good sportsmanship and respect for all in attendance, and ensure that your behavior reflects the values that should be identified with these student athletes. Assume responsibility for your behavior as well as the behavior of those around you. At this time, we would like to introduce the starting lineups for the Hopkinton Hillers. Number 1, Julia Chatton. Number 2, Evie Woodbury. Number 4, Emily Robichon. Number 5, Gabby Patton. Number 8, Sophia Whitman-Krause. Number 10, Sydney Seaman. And number 14, Elena Paquette. And now, introducing the starting lineups for your Westwood Wolverines. Number 1, sophomore, Lou. Number 7, senior captain, Tom. Number 14, freshman, Number 15, senior, Samara. Number 19, junior, Brian. Number 21, junior, Melanie. And number 22, senior captain, Lily Ryan. And now, please join in standing as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem. As performed by Westwood High School alumni, Adeline Clementa.
We are ready to go, and some breaking news there with the announcement of the starting lineups, Evan. Noah Ifra, I believe, getting her first ever varsity start. Narintra Kamal-Ratana Piboon injured, unable to play in today's match, so great opportunity for Noah, the junior, to step up here and make something special happen.
Yeah, it's always with a lot of these Westwood teams, the big thing is next man up mentality. This is your chance to shine and show what you got. You're getting into the starting lineup for your first time in your varsity career, so congratulations to her. Excited to see what she can do. And, a lot on the line for the Wolverines. I mentioned it before. He tossed to Brendan Reeves there. Westwood is at 9 wins right now in the season. A 10th win would guarantee them a spot in the MIAA playoffs. So a lot on the line for the Wolverines tonight.
And this is, to me, what really makes a rivalry, because if you just go back the last 2 seasons, Westwood beat Hopkinton here early last year. Hopkinton won the match in Hopkinton the second time they played last year. So it set up that rubber match, third match, which was in the MIAA playoffs, and Westwood beat Hopkinton to advance to the Final Four. Huge win for them, huge win for the program, obviously a historic win. Now fast forward to this season, and Hopkinton took the first match, so this is now a chance for payback. And my point is, with rivalries, it's even better when both teams win. And this rivalry recently has gone back and forth, and I don't care how well Hopkinton has played this year. You can almost throw those records out the window when it's a match like this, because you know Westwood's going to be up for it, no question about it. Going to start with Tav Lodovico serving for the Wolverines. Nice dig by Lulu Fenton. Over to Lodovico, and there's Noah Ephra with her first touch of the afternoon. Gabby Patty. Across to Emily Robichaud. And it's the Hillers who draw first blood here. Emily Robichaud with a kill. And they'll immediately substitute. That'll be Georgia Flynn stepping in for Eleanor Paquette. And serving for the Hillers will be their senior captain, number 5, Gabby Patty. Fielded by Fenton. Over to Lodovico. There's Mia Steinmetz. Blocked at the net. Leiden saves it. Steinmetz again blocked at the net. Good net front presence there for the Hillers. Patty gets to cross to Georgia Flynn. Back to Lodovico. There's Leiden at the net. That one dug. Leiden one more time, and that's a winner. Livy Leiden, first Wolverine to get on the board tonight.
Tom, I think that's going to be the key for Westwood tonight here. When Westwood gets their net presence going between Leiden, Reeves, Fenton as well, they are controlling the games, and that's going to be key for them tonight.
Mia Steinmetz unfortunately serves it into the net, and that's exactly what long-term in this match you want to avoid. You don't want those unforced errors. Kaylin Jeremiah stepping in, a junior. She's going to take the serve here for the Hillers. You have Steinmetz, Samara Maroon, and Lulu Fenton set to receive on the other end. So tit for tat. Back and forth they go, each team with an unforced error, so it's 2-2, and Livy Leiden will serve for the Wolverines at this point, with Veronica Reeves stepping in for the libero Samara Maroon. Leiden serve a good one. Dug out, there's Gabby Patty. Nice dig by Mia Steinmetz. Lulu Fenton with a touch. Sydney Stephen, the libero for Hopkinton, doing well with the sets. Now there's Noah Ephra. That one goes a little long. So Hopkinton up 3-2. Noah Ephra sends one past the baseline. Samara Maroon will come back in for Livy Leiden. And Sophia Whiteman-Kraus will re-enter the game for the Hillers. And this is Sydney Stephen serving for Hopkinton. Dug out by Steinmetz, Lodovico. Veronica Reeves with the left hand, but called upon by the official. So 4-2 Hopkinton as we just get started here at Bader Gymnasium. This will be Sydney Stephen on the serve. Dug out by Fenton. Lodovico back to Fenton. Powerful block there by Sophia Whiteman-Kraus. And Evan, we see that a lot. One of the best net front presences in the TVL.
Absolutely, and that is the key with all these teams. You got to control it at the net. When you get a block like that for Hopkinton, you're going to continue to control this game.
Another solid dig there from Steinmetz, who gets it to Reeves. A powerful block. Touched at the net by Whiteman-Kraus. Back over to Maroon. Lodovico going this time across court to Fenton. And someone's going to have to hustle. Good effort by Fenton, but put it on the board for Hopkinton. So a 6-2 lead for the Hillers. And speaking with Coach before the game, this move to Division I for them, she strategically has scheduled a number of matches against other Division I teams to get them ready for the postseason.
And, the thing, too, is we talked a little bit about Westwood was playing for in the beginning of this game. I want to point out what Hopkinton's playing for right now. Hopkinton is ranked 17th in the Division I standings right now for the MIA playoffs, meaning they're not at home throughout the playoffs. If they can have a strong finish to the season here, get a couple of wins and finish strong, they could be looking at a home game for them, and that's key. You know, home court advantage is big in any sport.
Evie Woodbury with the winner on that last point. Steven continues to serve. Lodovico sends one in for a winner. That's a dump. Tav Lodovico getting it done from her setter position. And to your point, Evan, they had two incredible matches last week against two of the best in Division I, Lincoln Sudbury and Shrewsbury. Now the Hillers lost both of those, but it's really the long-term vision about trying to give yourself the experience so that when you face these teams again, perhaps on the road, to your point, you're not jaded, you're not phased, you've met them before. Here's Avery Herlihy for the Wolverines. That's Evie Woodbury. Dug out by Samara Maroon. Lodovico gets it to Herlihy. Overhead shot, clears the net. There's Whiteman Kraus going a little long. So the point goes to the Wolverines. 7-4 here in the first set. Avery Herlihy didn't get a chance to play in the game on Friday against Ashland, so good to see her get some time here early in this one. Another good serve from Herlihy. Across this time to number 7. That's Georgia Flynn. Dug out by the Wolverines. There's Lulu Fenton. Nice play in the back line there for the Hillers. Into the net, and that's a winner. The Wolverines looking to claw back, 7-5 at this point. 2 points away. Avery Herlihy here on a bit of a heater as she serves from behind the line. Herlihy's serve goes into the net, so 8-5. I think we just had somebody get yelled at for having a cowbell.
Perhaps. I mean, we've seen it happen here before. There's a lot of...
No, it depends on the official. It really does.
That is true. I've seen some officials not care. I've seen some officials let it go to the end of the first set.
We didn't even get to 10 points. Georgia Flynn serves for the Hillers. This one across and long from Lulu Fenton, so put that on the board for the visitors. It is 9-5. Cue Dolly Parton. Georgia Flynn continues. Herlihy, Maroon, and Steinmetz set to receive on the other end. It goes short, and that is an ace for Georgia Flynn. So the Hillers have doubled up the Wolverines at this point. Now, I was speaking with Coach before the game, and I said, "You clinched the TVL large, right?" She goes, "I haven't told them that." Lodovico to Reeves. That's a kill for Veronica Reeves. And I understand that philosophy from the coach as Eleanor Paquette comes back in for Georgia Flynn.
Well, Tom, I'll point to a Westwood coach who has a similar philosophy, Coach Jen Tien, who told us when we talked to her before the podcast last year for her state championship team, as that goes long for Westwood. She didn't tell the players. She timed it early in the practice, and she knew that she had a state championship contending team, and she didn't tell the girls at all.
Yep.
And look how that worked, and I got to give a shout out to them. Recently just clinched back-to-back TVL champs for the Westwood girls cross-country team, so congratulations to them as that goes long for Hopkinton.
Evie Woodbury's serve goes long. Emily Robichaud is back in for the Hillers. Livy Leiden comes back in to replace Veronica Reeves for the Wolverines, and it'll be Samara Maroon serving for Westwood. Good serve. Patty gets it across. That goes out of bounds off the hands of Emily Robichaud. So we'll see if Samara can get a couple of points in a row here. Samara celebrated her 18th birthday last Wednesday. Team serenaded her during the game against Canton. Soft serve is fielded by Evie Woodbury. Ultimately across to Emily Robichaud. Back on Westwood side, there's Mia Steinmetz. Gabby Patty back to Robichaud again. That one cannot be fielded. So it's a point for Hopkinton, who will make a couple of switches here. Kira Kelly will come in for Sophia Whiteman-Kraus, and Julia Chatton will once again enter for the libero, Sydney Stephen. And it will be Kira Kelly serving for the Hillers here, up 12-8. Good serve. No miscommunication by the Wolverines there. Lulu Fenton and Avery Herlihy uncertain about who should take that one, so the Hillers take a 13-8 lead. mentioned the last time these two teams played, which was in September. Kelly serve, fielded this time by Fenton. That's Mia Steinmetz, and that's a point for the Wolverines. So 13-9 at this point, as Whiteman-Kraus will once again enter. Noah Ifra will re-enter for Avery Herlihy. That first matchup, it didn't finish my thought. Hopkinton was able to win that in straight sets, but Evan, they were all competitive. Each one of them was not a blowout. So these teams very evenly matched. Obviously, Hopkinton was able to return a few more people and entered this year with a little bit of anger that they did not advance to the Final Four last year. Tav Lodovico's serve, fielded. Now it's Maroon. Tav to Steinmetz, nicely dug out by Steven to Patty. Patty goes back line to Woodbury. And here's Steinmetz, and see how the Wolverines can answer. Lulu Fenton's back line kill attempt goes long. So it's 14-9 Hopkinton. A lot of substitutes here for the Hillers. Georgia Flynn will re-enter for Eleanor Paquette. And this will be Gabby Patty, the senior captain, serving. That one fielded by Maroon. Then Leiden gets it over to Ifra. Saved by Leiden, but out of bounds. So 15-9 Hopkinton, and Coach Whalen will take a first time out. Your thoughts so far, Ev?
You know, I like that Westwood's battling. I think that's the key thing. We've seen in the first sets and a couple other games in the past. I'll point out Canton. They kind of let Canton get on a run there. And what I like to see out of Westwood is that they're continuing the battle. They're continuing to keep it close. And I think that's going to be key. But you know, the big thing is you don't want to let Hopkinton get on a run. You don't want to let them get momentum and start kind of humming. And you'll see that they'll start to score back-to-back points. You want to sort of kill their momentum. I think that starts at the net, you know, getting those blocks. What Hopkinton's done really good this game is those kills at the net. You see those blocks, the spikes. They've had a couple of big plays where that's what they've done to sort of swing momentum back in their favor. So if you're Westwood, keep playing at the net, keep focusing there, and then just, you know, kill their momentum, keep them honest, you know.
Gabby Patty will be serving for the Hillers here. Noah Ifra getting her first taste of being in the starting lineup for the Wolverines. Exciting day for her. And we got four across in the back. Lodovico, Steinmetz, Maroon, and Fenton. And that's Maroon digging it, but not able to get it up high enough for one of her teammates to play it. So that's another ace for Gabby Patty. Good freshman match earlier. The freshmen beat Hopkinton 2-1. The JV fell to the Hillers 2-0. So this is the rubber match of the three when you consider the JV, the varsity, and the freshmen. Patty sets up. Ooh, nicely done. Beautiful touch at the net there by number 1, and that's Julia Chatton, a junior. So the Hillers now with an 8-point advantage, 17-9 in the first set. Thanks for joining us. Tom Leiden and Evan Cardamino with you as Gabby Patty continues to serve for Hopkinton. And that one's a little short, so hopefully a little momentum swing here. It'll be Steinmetz serving for the Wolverines, and they need a couple points here in a row. Steinmetz serve is a good one. Gonna lead to a play at the net. Nice touch once again. And that again is number 1, Julia Chatton. So 2 consecutive plays almost for Julia Chatton at the net. Very impressive. Entering for Hopkinton will be Kaylin Jeremiah, who will serve with an 8-point lead. Oh, Jeremiah's serve hits the net, and that's going to go out of bounds. You know, it nicked the net. Fenton had to lay out for it and wasn't able to keep that in.
We saw a couple of those plays too in the Canton game as well, where, you know, if you're on a serve, it helps you out a bit. It just throws off where the ball's going, and it throws off the players. As that one goes to the net, that'll be Westwood possession here.
So Veronica Reeves re-enters for the Wolverines. Livy Leiden will serve. Down to her final 2 home matches here at Bader Gymnasium. It's been 3 years of varsity play here for Livs. Seen a lot of those good serves. That's a beautiful dump right there by Gabby Patty. Wow. That accomplishes a couple of things. It gets Leiden off the court, and it gives Hopkinton a point. and possession to serve. So Stevens serving for the Hillers. Maroon fields, and then over to Reeves. That's a great effort by Steven to save it. Maroon gets it for the Wolverines. Across to Fenton, blocked at the net. Steinmetz this time. Maroon lobs it over. Good communication by the Hillers. There's Woodbury with the winner. Evie Woodbury, the junior. They got a dominant force up front here. They got Julia Chatton, Evie Woodbury. Seeing something from Georgia Flynn. We've got Sophia Whiteman-Kraus. Very impressive team. Lodovico here is going to set up Ifra. Ifra double hands it. That one comes across and out of bounds. Georgia Flynn, call that a tool. Plays it off the Westwood defender and out of bounds. So 22-11 here in the first set, and it will be Sydney Stevens serving for the Hillers. Steinmetz gets it. Over to Lodovico, gets it to Fenton, and that one goes long, but tipped at the net. So point Westwood, 22-12. And into the match once again will be Avery Herlihy, who replaces Noah Ifra as she goes back to the back line, and it'll be Avery Herlihy serving for the green. Herlihy comes up with an ace, the first of the day for the Wolverines, so good to see it. All right, you mentioned it before, you can get to 10 wins, so they could win today. There's 2 more matches after this, including senior night on Wednesday, and then the season finale at Bishop Feehan. There's another ace from Avery Herlihy, 2 in a row, 22-14. You can also qualify for the MIAA Division II playoffs by being ranked in the top 32. And in the last power rankings, Westwood was 25, but they beat Ashland, which was a team above them in the rankings. So that helped their standing. I imagine that they will probably be in the same neighborhood. So, you know, you'd like to win with 10 wins. You'd like to qualify with 10 wins, but there's a couple different ways to do it. That's an impressive kill right there by Evie Woodbury, who went up and got it.
Yeah, you mentioned there's multiple ways to qualify for the TVL, and even today, win or lose against Hopkinton, this is a Division I team that also is above them in the power rankings. So, you know, the wins help obviously, but you know, good losses to strong teams also helps if you're Westwood. So, you know, the big thing with the power rankings is you want to get those wins. It's a little more, it makes you feel better at night when you think about where you are as a team. You know, we got 10 wins and we're good, but stop on the play there.
Yeah, Tav Lodovico called for a double hit.
Gotcha, okay.
So that point goes to Hopkinton. It'll continue to be Georgia Flynn serving for the Hillers. Up 24-14, a point away from taking this first set. It's going to have to wait, though, because the Wolverines are in that one as the serve goes into the net. We'll see a substitution here from Hopkinton. It'll be Eleanor Paquette entering once again for Georgia Flynn. And Lulu Fenton will be serving for the Wolverines, down 24-15. Fenton gets it to Lodovico, over to Steinmetz. And that's a winner for the Wolverines, Mia Steinmetz. What a freshman year for her. We'll talk more about her as this match continues, but somebody who earned a spot on this varsity roster, has earned significant playing time and has been paying huge dividends. Fenton's next serve, fielded once again by Steven, who gets it over to Woodbury, and that dug by Fenton, but out of bounds, and that will be the first set. The Hillers take it 25-16. So with that, we'll step aside for our first break. We'll hear from our sponsors. It's Hopkinton up 1-0 on Westwood as we are with you from Bader Gymnasium. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I grew up right here in Islington, wearing the green and white for Westwood High. I wasn't the star quarterback or the Tri-Valley League MVP. I was the guy in the back of the room, learning from the best, filling in where my team needed me. And as a team, we won 2 Super Bowl championships. These years taught me that every role matters. The unsung heroes, the backups, the younger players, they complete the team. And that's the heart of Neroli. From the cooks, to the servers, to the dishwashers. We're a team, built on discipline, sacrifice, and trust, delivering authentic Italian dishes to our community. I'm proud to sponsor our hometown teams, not just the All-Stars, but every player grinding it out, because I've been there. Teamwork built me, it built Neroli, and it's building Islington. So come join us for dinner, and let's cheer on our teams together.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Neroli Ristorante, authentically Italian. And Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
We are back at Bader Gymnasium. Some familiar faces in the crowd. Good to see the Bezdadanus here. Diana, of course, with the green vest is my, well, I guess they're both wearing green vest. With the olive vest is my content coordinator at Westwood Living. And Paula, of course, runs Paula's Blooming Hope. That is Paula's brother, who was with us on Saturday at our most recent party. And of course, my girlfriend Danielle is there. So good crowd in the stands. We'd like to see some of you join us on Wednesday as well for senior night. Always a fun night, very emotional. We're down to my final 2 games here at Bader Gymnasium being a parent. Got to make them count.
I know, senior night always fun. We did senior night last year. We did it live, and that was what a game that was. A game against Norwood where Westwood took it in 3 sets, but looking forward to it to celebrate this senior class. What a senior class. And I'm sure for you, Tom, having a senior on this team, it'll be quite the moment for you. Like you said, you're coming to your last couple home games here at Bader Gymnasium, so we're looking forward to it.
It's fun, a little emotional. Let's see who we got taking the court here. We have Haley Chen, number 17, who's on the court for the Wolverines, with Mia Steinmetz and Tav Lodovico. In the back, we've got Haley's going to step out because she's got to sub in for Samara, but we have Avery Herlihy and then Lulu Fenton and Veronica Reeves stepping off for the Wolverines. Over on the other side, the Hillers are going to counter with Evie Woodbury and Eleanor Paquette, and now Sydney Stephen, the libero, and up front we have a very formidable front line for the Hillers here. Emily Robichaux, Gabby Patty, their setter, and Sophia Whiteman-Kraus, the returning all-league outside hitter. So Hopkinton leads 1-0 as we start this second set, and it's going to be Evie Woodbury behind the line for the Hillers. Rocket serve right there. It's immediately an ace for the Hillers, and it's time to regroup right out of the chute.
Yeah, right now Hopkinton has positive momentum going in from the end of that half. They went on a bit of a run there at the end, and if you're Westwood, you want to start to slow them down a bit.
Another nice serve from Woodbury, this time dug out by Fenton across to Leiden, who's blocked at the net. That one's going to fall over, just barely makes it. Steven gets the cross to number 4. That's Emily Robichaux, and that's going to be a winner for the Hillers. Samara Maroon laying out, trying to get that one, but unable to give us a pancake. Haven't gotten a good pancake today yet. Had pancakes for breakfast yesterday, though. They were delicious.
Great choice for breakfast.
It was fantastic. Used some maple jack syrup. That goes out of bounds. Fenton's return of the serve is OB. So Hopkinton, behind the serving of Evie Woodbury, has jumped out to a 3-0 lead here in the second set. Woodbury into the net. So, turn of the tide, some emotion out of the Wolverines here. And it'll be Haley Chen stepping in for Avery Herlihy. So a lot of bigs here moving forward. It's going to be interesting to see how Haley Chen plays the outside position here. Haven't seen a lot of that from her this year. Lodovico, the left-handed serve is good, fielded by Woodbury. Gets it across and blocked by Livy Leiden and Haley Chen. Let's give it to Chen. Haley Chen making her presence felt immediately with a block at the net.
I like this strategy adjustment by Coach Whalen. Put your bigs in and see what they can do with the net. Hopkins has been controlling the net, but Haley Chen there making an impact immediately for the Wolverines.
A lefty serve from Lodovico. This one comes up a bit short, so they had the opportunity to tie it up 3-3, but instead it's Hopkinton up 4-2. So Steven checks out, the libero. Also into the match for Holliston is Kira Kelly, the senior, and it'll be Kelly who is serving for the Hillers, up 4-2. That one dug out by Fenton, across to Lodovico, and there's Mia Steinmetz who comes up from the back line. Here's Lodovico again. That's going to be Haley Chen's first attempt at a kill. Leiden up and gets it, and there's a kill for number 22, Livy Leiden. Stepping up here. They might have a little twisted ankle. I think Haley Chen just twisted the ankle, so just moments in, she's unfortunately assisted to the sideline after twisting that ankle. Always disappointing when someone gets an opportunity like that and it's cut a bit short. So we're seeing the execution and logistic execution of what happens when somebody gets injured. So Chen replaced by Avery Herlihy. It's 4-3 on the scoreboard. It's going to be Mia Steinmetz serving for the Wolverines. That one's dug out by Woodbury in the back line, who remains in. Nicely saved by Robichaud. This one to Maroon, and then it's Fenton. Good save by the Hillers. There's Steven. Back to Maroon. Lodovico to Leiden. Kind of punches that one across. Patty sets up number 4. That's Emily Robichaud. It goes long. So we are knotted up here 4-4 as head coach J.C. Whalen talks to Haley Chen, who apparently twisted the ankle on the way down on that previous play. So we continue with Mia Steinmetz serving into the net. So Hopkinton takes a 5-4 lead. The subs come in. That's going to be Georgia Flynn replacing Eleanor Paquette. And it will be Gabby Patty, the senior captain, serving for the Hillers. Up 5-4. Patty serve. Fielded by Maroon. Ultimately across to Fenton, and that's going to be a winner. Deflected and hits the court. So Lulu Fenton on the board with a kill. Maroon steps out, and here comes Veronica Reeves. So it's unfortunate Chen went out because you would have seen 3 bigs here for the Wolverines for the first time with Veronica Reeves back in there, but it'll be Livy Leiden serving. We got ourselves a tie match here. Tie set, I should say, 5-5. Nicely saved by Mia Steinmetz. Good play, over to Fenton. And again, Lulu Fenton gives the Wolverines their first lead of the night. Westwood up 6-5, thanks to that hit by Lulu Fenton. Let's see if Livy can throw a couple serves together here and gain some momentum for the home team. Leiden serve is good, it's an ace for Livy Leiden. Westwood Wolverines taking a 7-5 lead. Now that you've taken the lead, you can't be satisfied. You have to just keep piling it on.
Well, you have momentum on your side, too. This is a team that's starting to get warmed up here and find a groove, and they found it at the front of the net. And you see plays by Fenton, Haley Chen, and Veronica Reeves, Livy Leiden. When you have those plays at the net, you're finding the advantage on Westwood.
There's the first timeout of the day for Hopkinton. The Wolverines up 8-5. And look at this, the whole team gathering around Haley Chen. So this is the old, if you ever read The Outsiders, this is Do It for Johnny right here. Do it for Haley. 8-5, and I just think a renewed energy here with a different cast of characters in the second set. But I like this move just to get her included. You could have done the huddle down the other side of the bench, but Coach Whalen wanted to make sure that Haley was included as well.
One of the things Coach Whalen does really well is she's really big on building the team chemistry and building a culture. We've talked with her after losses, and one of the things she's mentioned that she doesn't like after losses is sometimes the girls get a little quiet. They lose that positive energy you see from the teams, and she wants the team to keep that sort of positive energy and that mindset, and that's a big part of playing culture. So, really like what Coach Whalen's leadership is, and the captains of this team, Livy Leiden and Tavia Lodovico, they're big on that as well.
It's Leiden's 4th serve, and it's another ace. Second ace of the set for Livy Leiden, and the second in this run here. 4 straight for Olivia, and yes, we are once again at 9-5. Cue Dolly Parton. Leiden looking to make it 5 in a row here for the Wolverines, sitting on a 4-point lead. Another good save, this time dug by Woodbury. Over to Patty, who gets it to number 7. That's Georgia Flynn. Flynn across over to Avery Herlihy, and that goes off the pole. So a nice run by Livy Leiden. She'll exit, replaced by Samara Maroon, but a good run of 4 consecutive points there for the Wolverines. That's given them their first lead. So Hopkinton, of course, going to look to strike back here. And this is Kaylin Jeremiah serving for them. Fenton digs it. It's going to get it right back. Blocked at the net. Nicely played by Hopkinton. Avery Herlihy two-hands it. This is going to be nicely played. Neither official saw it. They're going to have to replay it. They're going to replay that.
Oh, wow.
I think Westwood might have caught a break there. Evie Woodbury's shot appeared to be in, but neither official had a good look at it. So it remains 9-6, and it will be Kaylin Jeremiah serving for the Hillers. Everything you just witnessed in the last 30 seconds, just erase it from your memory. Didn't happen. That one goes wide, so the Wolverines are up 10-6. And Avery Herlihy will be serving. You have Lodovico, Reeves, and Fenton up front. You've got Steinmetz, Maroon, and Herlihy in the back. Oops, and that serve goes a little short. So back over to Hopkinton. Into the match comes Sophia Whiteman-Kraus, and serving for the Hillers is Sydney Steven. Steven serve, dug by Maroon, over to Lodovico. Does it herself with a little dump. Steven gets it across to Woodbury. Nicely played by Veronica Reeves at the net. There's Gabby Patty to Whiteman-Kraus. Not enough to get over. So the Wolverines take an 11-7 lead. And by the way, big thanks to all of the Hillers players before the game who were right here in front of us when I asked them to take me through the pronunciations. So your names are being pronounced correctly because your players set me straight. That one's going to go off everything, and it's going to fall. Ground rules are the ground rules. And another timeout for the Hillers. Let's step aside now. We're going to hear from our sponsors as the Westwood Wolverines lead this one 12-7.
I grew up right here in Islington, wearing the green and white for Westwood High. I wasn't the star quarterback or the Tri-Valley League MVP. I was the guy in the back of the room, learning from the best, filling in where my team needed me. And as a team, we won 2 Super Bowl championships. These years taught me that every role matters. The unsung heroes, the backups, the younger players, they complete the team. And that's the heart of Neroli. From the cooks, to the servers, to the dishwashers, we're a team, built on discipline, sacrifice, and trust, delivering authentic Italian dishes to our community. I'm proud to sponsor our hometown teams, not just the All-Stars, but every player grinding it out, because I've been there. Teamwork built me, it built Neroli, and it's building Islington. So come join us for dinner, and let's cheer on our teams together.
Westwood High School Sports brought to you by Neroli Ristorante, authentically Italian, and Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Westwood on top 12-7. Tom Leiden, Evan Cardamino with you. Glad you could join us here at Bader Gymnasium for this TVL large matchup between a couple of rivals, the Hopkinton Hillers and the Westwood Wolverines. Westwood playing very well this second set and sitting on a 5-point lead with Lulu Fenton serving. That one falls in as an ace. Unable to be dug out there in the back line by Jeremiah. So Lulu Fenton now trying to pick up where Livy Leiden left off. 13-7 Wolverines. Fenton serve again. Falls just at the feet of Sydney Steven and goes out of bounds. So it's 14-7. Couple of aces for Lulu Fenton. So Evan, Hopkinton's used both of their timeouts. There's no more for them in the tank. Fenton's third serve goes off the net this time. Saved by Patty, gets it across. That one dug out by Maroon, but great effort from Lulu Fenton, but that goes in the book as a kill for Georgia Flynn. Nicely played from the front line. It'll be Flynn who takes over behind the line serving as the rotation moves for Hopkinton. 14-8 Westwood. Maroon, Steinmetz, and Fenton along the back line ready to receive. And that goes short. Maroon gets it. It's a one hit over the net. This one's going to go across. A miscommunication by the Hillers. That's rare, so 15 points now for the Wolverines. You don't see a lot of that from this team. Leiden re-enters, replacing Veronica Reeves, and Eleanor Parquette re-enters the game, replacing Georgia Flynn. And it'll be Samara Maroon, the senior Wolverine, libero, serving for Westwood. Gabby Patty across to Woodbury, and that's a powerful kill. Evie Woodbury regaining possession for the Hillers. Emily Robichaud will re-enter the game in the place of Kaylin Jeremiah. And it will be Woodbury, who had a really strong run of serves earlier in this set. See if she can do that again for the Hillers here. Man, they're tough. Fenton gets it with her left hand. Across to Mia Steinmetz. Any time that you can get Woodbury off the serve line is a win. And Mia Steinmetz comes up with a kill there. 16-9 Westwood. I mean, I can't tell you how big that is, just to stop one of their best servers from serving. Lodovico with the lefty serve. That one dug out by Sydney Steven. Ultimately hit by Emily Robichaud. They were calling for a tip. But that's not how the officials saw it, so that goes in Westwood's favor, and it's 17-9 Wolverines.
You know what's big right now is you have Tav Lodovico on the serve line. She serves lefty, and that's hard to respond to for the opposing teams. You're responding to the ball spinning a different way. It can throw you off your game.
Lodovico to Whiteman-Kraus, and that's what we have come to expect from Sophia Whiteman-Kraus. Standout player who steps out here. It'll be Kira Kelly replacing her. I think I also saw Gabby Patty maybe sneaking on, or maybe that was Julia Chatton. Julia Chatton snuck on the court for the Hillers here, and it's going to be Kira Kelly serving for Hopkinton. Dug by Samara Maroon. Leiden's going to field that, and then that's the third hit. Avery Hurley gets it over. There's Patty to Whiteman-Kraus, a little softer this time to Maroon. Lodovico to Leiden. Touch just finds the inbounds. Livy Leiden. A little debate there between the officials for a second. I hesitated in calling that. Wasn't the greatest call, but still counts for the Wolverines. 18-10 now in the second set. It's going to be Mia Steinmetz serving for your Wolverines. Steinmetz serve is fielded by Eleanor Paquette. Patty gets it across, fielded by the Wolverines. Beautifully done there by Gabby Patty. Yeah, that's over. That hit the court. Gabby Patty with a dump there to score for the Hillers, so it's 18-11, and it will be Patty serving for the visitors. And back on the court here is Georgia Flynn in the place of Eleanor Paquette. Patty, one of two captains for the Hillers. She and Sophia Whiteman-Kraus are the leaders of this team. But any team like this has got a lot of leaders. Patty serve, fielded by Fenton. Over to Lodovico, and then back to Fenton. Deflected at the net. This across to Emily Robichaud, and that's ruled legal and in, so 18-12. Thought that might be close to a palm, but that is ruled good by the officials, so the Hillers within 6 as Patty continues to serve. Maroon to Lodovico, over to Fenton. That one goes into the net. Good presence there at the net by a pair of Hillers, Julia Chatton and Georgia Flynn. So 18-13. Gabby Patty continues to serve for Hopkinton. Little miscommunication there. Saved by Fenton. Unbelievable play. Steinmetz keeps it alive. Let's see if the Wolverines can make this pay off. It's going to go off the backboard. Steinmetz up front to Leiden, who overheads it. That one's saved by Steven. What a point this is. Back to Steinmetz, over to Lodovico, and this is going to be Herlihy who sends it into the net. So 18-14, that was a little bit of everything on that one.
It was a hard-fought point for both teams. They really earned it there on that one. But Gabby Patty, when she's at the serve line, she has been dominant for the Hillers. You know, she's gotten them on a bit of a run here. Westwood looking to get them off their groove and stop this run.
That one dug by Maroon. Over to Fenton. Two-hands it, hits the antenna, so it's 18-15, and I think we're going to get a timeout from Coach Whalen. So good timing for this timeout. It was 18-10. Nice run by the Hillers. And again, they're going to rally behind Haley Chin here, include her as the training staff has brought out a couple of crutches for her. I have lived through this ankle injury this year with my daughter, and I know it's no fun. You go up, you come down hard, you twist it.
Yeah, and these floors could be unforgiving, and these players really give it their all too. You know, for all things considered, this is a well-conditioned team. They don't really come down with many injuries, thankfully. We don't see that often. So, you know, hoping that she has a quick recovery, but at the same time, you know, it's unforgiving. It can be unforgiving.
Haley's going to make her way to the training room where she'll get some treatment. And we are back here set to go. Wolverines still up, 18-15, but 5 straight points for the Hillers. Really impressive run of serves here for Gabby Patty, the senior captain. And you mentioned it though, Ev, there's been a couple of these points that both teams deserve to win.
And those ones sort of have this ability for, if you lose those points, they can kind of take the wind out of your sails a bit. You know, you really have these hard-fought points. We've seen Westwood to their advantage. As that goes to Westwood.
Yep, tipped at the net. Lulu Fenton gets credit for that kill, so the Wolverines take a 19-15 lead. Now they'll have a couple of bigs in there as Veronica Reeves replaces Samara Maroon. See if Livy can string a couple more together here, up 19-15. And this, honestly, is where, not to jinx her, hopefully some senior leadership comes in. You need to have a couple of nice serves here. That's a good one, fielded by Hopkinton. Well played off the net, but that's going to go Westwood's way. A double hit, so 20-15. Always good to get going in the right direction. Leiden, a senior captain for the Wolverines. Solid set of serving for her here. Hopefully she'll continue that. That's another good one. Little miscommunication by the Hillers, but fielded by Woodbury. This ultimately is two-handed again, this time by Georgia Flynn. So 2 of those in a row. So 21-15 Wolverines. And we'll see if they can ride the momentum of Leiden's serve here. Consistency continues. That one fielded by Woodbury. Ultimately into the net by Emily Robichaud. So the Wolverines again stringing a few together with Leiden behind the line. So it was 19-15. Now we're up to 22-15. 3 away from taking this set and evening up this match at 1 set apiece. Fitting 22 points with 22 serving. And that one goes into the net. Sure she's not happy with that, but a pretty good run.
It helps build that lead back up. You know, they got down to a 4-point lead. They're now up to back to a 6-point lead here. But it gives you a little bit of cushion, you know. It gives you the opportunity to play ahead, and now you're forcing Hopkinton at this point in the set to play perfect, as Morgan and I talk about. You know, you have to have a perfect start, and that's not going to help right there as it goes into the net.
Get it right back. So Kaylin Jeremiah sends it into the net, so it's 23-16. And a number of times this year we've seen Avery Herlihy finish off a set with a couple of nice serves. Let's hope she can do it again here. That's a good one, fielded by Woodbury. Over to Patty. Woodbury, nice power. That kill attempt, and Veronica Reeves tipped at the net and a winner for the Wolverines. So put it in the book, 24-16. 1 point away from taking this set. Avery Herlihy behind the line. Lodovico, Reeves, and Fenton up front. Steinmetz, Maroon, and the server, Avery Herlihy. That one goes into the net, so 24-17. We'll have a number of set points here as Sophia Whiteman-Kraus re-enters for the Hillers. It'll be Sydney Stephen serving for Hopkinton, down 7. And that serve is an ace for her. Tough one to field by Mia Steinmetz. So Sydney Stephen, the junior libero for Hopkinton. That one fielded more cleanly by Steinmetz to the Lodovico, who wasn't quite aware of exactly where she was. Had another foot or two that she could have positioned herself, but that one falls in, so it's 24-19. Steven continues. That one again fielded by Steinmetz. This time over to Lodovico. Good effort by Herlihy, but it goes out of bounds, so 24-20. I would say if they win one more point, we might see another timeout, just to calm things down. Westwood 1 point away with Steven serving. Steinmetz again. Lodovico over to Fenton. That's a winner! Lulu Fenton finishes it off for the Wolverines, who take set 2. So don't go anywhere. We got a good one here at Bader Gymnasium. We're through 2. It's 1-1. We'll be back right after this on Westwood Media Center.
I grew up right here in Islington, wearing the green and white for Westwood High. I wasn't the star quarterback or the Tri-Valley League MVP. I was the guy in the back of the room, learning from the best, filling in where my team needed me. And as a team, we won 2 Super Bowl championships. These years taught me that every role matters. The unsung heroes, the backups, the younger players, they complete the team. And that's the heart of Neroli. From the cooks, to the servers, to the dishwashers, we're a team, built on discipline, sacrifice, and trust, delivering authentic Italian dishes to our community. I'm proud to sponsor our hometown teams, not just the All-Stars, but every player grinding it out, because I've been there. Teamwork built me, it built Neroli, and it's building Islington. So come join us for dinner, and let's cheer on our teams together.
Westwood High School Sports brought to you by Neroli Ristorante, authentically Italian, and Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Fun time so far at Bader Gymnasium. The Lodovicos in the house. The captain parents getting caught up on the night's headlines, checking their Twitter feed to see if anybody's talking about their left-handed serving daughter. See if she's trending.
After a strong set by the Wolverines, she should be. You know, what a way to come back, though, for the Wolverines there. Respond after the first set, you know, letting Hopkinton get a lead. We have a good one on our hands here at Bader Gymnasium.
So Hopkinton took the first set 25-16. Westwood responded by taking the second set 25-20, so we've got ourselves now a best of 3 with both teams having won 1 set. And again, this goes back to the essence of rivalry. You want both teams to be competitive. You want it to go back and forth, and that's what we've seen here. So this set, of course, will go to 25, as will the 4th, but if they do go to a 5th set, that set would go to 15. So we're at best 2 out of 3 at this point, and the Wolverines will start it off serving the aforementioned Tav Lodovico. And her lefty wizardry will be behind the service line with Lulu Fenton, Samara Maroon, Avery Herlihy, Mia Steinmetz, and Livy Leiden in front. That one dug out by Woodbury, ultimately across, and nicely played there by both sides. Leiden will overhead it. Back over to Gabby Patty, who sets up number 4, Emily Robichaux. Blocked, and then over to Mia Steinmetz, who's going to get it back to Herlihy. And some madness right out of the chute here with the first play. That's a back row kill attempt by Evie Woodbury. Mia Steinmetz coming the other way. That's going to go wide right. So first point of the third set, mind you. Correction there, sorry. That goes to the Hillers. And into the match is Georgia Flynn replacing Eleanor Paquette, as Gabby Patty will serve for the Hillers. Put together a nice little run there to end the second set. Livy Leiden out of bounds that time, looking for some contact on the other side. That didn't happen, so 2-0 Hillers as we get going here in the third. Don't want to fall too far behind. They started behind in the second set, didn't catch up till it was 5-5. Patty dug out by Steinmetz, a little too close to the net. Leiden couldn't get it, so that's a quick 3 for the Hillers. Gabby Patty's put together a bunch of great saves here between these last couple of sets.
Kind of the interesting thing about this game so far is that, this is a lot of streaky sort of runs we have going on for both the Wolverines and the Hillers. The Hillers will get out to a good 5-6 point swing, and the Wolverines will respond in turn. A lot of volleyball games we see is kind of back and forth. So really, truthfully, it's going to be a game of momentum and who can control that.
Julia Chatton up front. Leiden gets past her, but it's saved by Patty. That one goes across to Robichaux. Nearly out of bounds. Maroon gets it. Fenton's got to send that over. Back row, Woodbury. Over to Patty. Attempts a dump, no good. Here comes a tough play for the Wolverines, and that's not going to happen. So 4-0 Hopkinton. That second hit went the wrong direction. It's going to be a tough play for anybody who made it back there. So it's 4-0 Hopkinton with Gabby Patty continuing to do a fantastic job behind the service line for Hopkinton. There's Mia Steinmetz, who's got it over to Lodovico and back to Steinmetz. There's a Hiller into the net. That's called on number 4, Emily Robichaux. So the point goes in Westwood's favor. Everybody will stay on the court as is, and it'll be Mia Steinmetz, the freshman, serving for Westwood. Steinmetz, fielded by Woodbury, over to Patty. Patty goes behind her, blocked at the net by Leiden and Fenton. Steinmetz, back corner to Woodbury, who really does a great job back there. This time across to Robichaux, blocked at the net by Leiden again. There's Patty. Flynn. Fenton, just off her fingertips and no good. So 5-1 Hopkinton. They earn it right back. Well played point there by both teams. And this will be Emily Robichaux serving for Hopkinton. That's a nicely fielded serve by Steinmetz. Over to Fenton, tipped at the net. Here's Leiden with the opportunity to kill, and does! Livy Leiden with a big kill for the Westwood Wolverines, and that makes it 5-2. So she will move behind the line to serve. Veronica Reeves will come in front. Stepping off the court for the Hillers is Emily Robichaux. And in for her is Kaylin Jeremiah as Leiden serves for the Wolverines, down 5-2. That's a good serve right there, dug out by Steven. Gets it to Woodbury, nicely played from the back line. Lodovico across to Herlihy, and that's a winner. Avery Herlihy with a kill. Just over the net, the block attempt went straight down, and then it was palmed by the Hillers, so 5-3. You're pointing your finger at a couple of good servers in this match. It's probably Gabby Patty and Livy Leiden. Ooh, I jinxed her. Didn't even get to the net. That one goes under the net. No food for you.
But you're right, Tom. You know, the two, it's been a server battle between Livy and Gabby Patty.
Sophia Whiteman-Kraus back in. This is going to be Sydney Steven serving for the Hillers. Ooh. Tom Lodovico stuffed by Evie Woodbury. So 7-3 Hillers. Samara Maroon has re-entered for Leiden. Veronica Reeves now taking her turn in the front row. Steven serving for the Hillers, up 7-3. Steinmetz fields it over to Lodovico, who gets it to Fenton. That one blocked again. We're seeing that net front presence from the Hillers. Sophia Whiteman-Kraus and Georgia Flynn, the imposing duo, sending that one back. So 8-3 Hillers. Steven continuing to serve. The libero for Hopkinton. That's a tough one. Fielded by Steinmetz. Ultimately, again, blocked at the net by Woodbury. A lot of options here. That goes to Kraus. They were just licking their chops. They didn't know where it was going to go, but that was Sophia Whiteman-Kraus who finished it for the Hillers. So 9-3, and Coach Whalen takes a timeout, and a good timeout. We've talked about her ability to take timeouts at the right time, and that's the right time right there. Try to stem this flow of momentum we've seen from the visiting team.
Absolutely. We talk about it starts once again at the net, but it also starts with the serves too. You know, we've seen a lot of streaks going on. So for Westwood, it's about slowing down the Hillers and getting a streak of their own going, and it starts at the serving line. You know, we've seen Westwood do really good when they get off really strong serves. I'll point to Livy Leiden, who's led to 4 or 5 point streaks for the Wolverines here. You see the same with Gabby Patty and the Hillers. So it starts at the serve line, and it has to end at the net. But overall, you know, I like what I'm seeing out of both these teams. I think it's still, you know, no lead's really safe here, too. We've seen Westwood have 8, 9 point leads and have that reduced. We've seen the Hillers have 8 or 9 point leads as well and have that reduced. So we have a good one on hand, Tom.
They got a lot of weapons, that's for sure. This Hillers team has earned their TVL Large Championship this year, but this is a rivalry game, so a lot to still talk about. We're tied 1-1 in sets. The Wolverines trying to claw back here in the third. Nicely blocked by Reeves, saved by Fenton. Back across to Herlihy, who tries to two-hand it. That goes into the net, and that's 10-3 in favor of the Hillers. Sydney Stephen continuing to serve for Hopkinton. Reeves got that one, angry, but I think she's going to be called into the net.
Yep,
Veronica Reeves into the net, so give the Hillers another point, so it's 11-3. Stephen will continue to serve. And that one goes long, so as Rasheed Wallace once said, ball don't lie. So 11-4, Herlihy's going to step out, replaced by Lila Hayes, the sophomore. First action for Lila today. She served a number of key serves in the win against Ashland on Friday night, so see if she can pick up that momentum right here and pick up where she left off. There you go, Lila Hayes with an ace. And we've got ourselves the music situation again we had in the previous match, if you recall.
I was thinking about that. I can hear it on the headset a little bit. And,
Coach Whalen's going to take a little trip across the gym to the locker room and tell those guys to keep it down. But meanwhile, Lila Hayes is going to try to continue serving hot. That's Woodbury, dug out by Mia Steinmetz. Over to Lulu Fenton. That's going to fall. So a couple of points consecutively for the Wolverines. Lila Hayes getting it done from behind the line, right when it was needed by her teammates. 11-6, Hopkinton still in front. Hayes on the serve, that one fielded by Woodbury. Now across, this time Georgia Flynn sends it long. So 12-6. Herlihy exits. Herlihy enters, sorry, Hayes exits. I called that last play wrong. That was a point for Hopkinton. So Hopkinton on top, 12-6. Got ourselves a 4-2 win, Rich. 4-2 win for the field hockey team as Georgia Flynn sends it into the net. So the field hockey team, as we get a substitution here, Eleanor Paquette coming in for Georgia Flynn. Evan, you were saying looking forward to seeing the field hockey team play in the postseason.
Yeah, they're one of the stronger teams here at Westwood. I believe last time I checked, somewhere in the top, I want to say 7th or 8th. I'm not too sure as that point falls for Westwood. So I'm going to say top 10 just to be safe. Obviously, by the time this comes out, the rankings will be updated. They update every Tuesday, and we are taping this on a Monday. But, you know, Westwood field hockey right now is fighting for multiple home games in the postseason. So that's going to be exciting to watch. They're a good team. Don't let their record fool you. I think they had a bit of a slow start to the season, a couple ties to begin instead of wins, but they're coming on strong here late.
Evie Woodbury blocked at the net by Veronica Reeves. Woodbury again, this time tipped at the net. Lodovico gets it back to Reeves. Dug out by Stephen, over to Patty, and then there's one more attempt by Woodbury. This is fun stuff. Blocked at the net, Veronica Reeves by Woodbury, so that imposing net front presence once again coming to the fore for the Hillers, who take a 13-8 lead. Emily Robichaud back in for Kaylin Jeremiah. And it's going to be Woodbury serving the junior. And that's long. So Wolverines catch a little break there. That's a dangerous server. So if you can get through with just one, you've done a good job.
So Tom, I don't know for certain, but I know that win for Westwood field hockey is big because last week they had a 3-1 win over Hopkinton, who they were tied with for the TVL championship lead. And I know they were playing, I believe, Dedham tonight. So we're going to have to take a look at TVL Sportsnet later, but I believe that helps them make big with the TVL. That might clinch them at least a share of the TVL championship, with the opportunity to clinch the complete with either a Hopkinton loss today or a Hopkinton win and then them winning on Tuesday, or Wednesday, excuse me.
All right, so 13-10, put that one in the score sheet as a kill for Leiden. So there's a nice save, good effort all around, but it's a point for the Wolverines. So they've drawn within 2 here. Samara Maroon serving. It's 13-11. Maroon serve, fielded in front, and then right back to Whiteman-Kraus, who tries to sneak one over. Lodovico to Leiden. Nice swing on it. That one's going to come up short and then falls in. Tav Lodovico gets it to fall right in front of Sophia Whiteman-Kraus. So 13-12. Wolverines here scratching and clawing their way back. Samara Maroon with one more successful serve here will have evened the score at 13, but still work to be done. Woodbury fields it over to Patty, to Whiteman-Kraus. Sounds like I'm on repeat, but that seems to work for the Hillers. The combination of Woodbury, Patty, and Whiteman-Kraus. Changes across the board. Kira Kelly in now to serve for the Hillers. 14-12, Hopkinton up top. We're in the 3rd set here at Bader Gymnasium. Kelly with the serve. Comes up a little short. Steinmetz sending it to the back line. Fielded by Woodbury, over to Patty. Patty gets it to Robichaux, blocked by Leiden, and that is saved by Lodovico. Questionable about whether or not that was going to be in. She played it, but I don't think anybody expected her to play it, so they weren't ready. Got to be ready. So 15-12, and it'll continue to be Kira Kelly serving for Hopkinton. Fielded by Fenton. Lodovico across to Steinmetz. Nicely dug by Kira Kelly. Patty to Robichaux. Steinmetz to Lodovico, and now it's Leiden's turn. That one handed by Patty, but it falls and hits the court, so 15-13. Wolverines staying in this one. Whiteman-Kraus will re-enter for Kira Kelly. Tav Lodovico. And then I should point out that it's actually Sydney Stephen who then replaces Kira Kelly, so all kinds of crazy volleyball substitution hijinks. Woodbury across the Robichaux, that's into the net, and that's a point for the Wolverines, 15-14. So because Stephen substitutes for Whiteman-Kraus, Whiteman-Kraus had to put herself back in for Kelly. And then Stephen could substitute for Whiteman-Kraus. You got all that? Good. Tipped at the net by Leiden. Maroon's going to dig it out. That's got to get its way over the net, and it does. Great play by Mia Steinmetz. Cross to Robichaux. Tipped at the net. 3 chances here for Westwood. Lodovico gets it to Herlihy, who's blocked. Lodovico to Maroon, and now Steinmetz will try to finish it. Fielded there by 14. That's Paquette. Paquette to a back kill attempt by Woodbury, but that goes long, so we are tied up 15-15 as Evie Woodbury's kill attempt from the back line goes long.
We talked earlier in this game, there are certain plays where both teams could have earned that point. That was one of them there, and what a momentum swing for Westwood to get that point.
That's a 2-hander, so Westwood at 16-15 takes their first lead of the 2nd set. And Hopkinton's going to take a timeout. Westwood has strung together a nice run here, and the Wolverines lead it 16-15, and it's been done with some intensity and some emotion and, you know, bodies being laid out on the court here. You love seeing it.
Yeah, it's exactly what you want to see. Both the Hillers and the Wolverines are just going all out in this game, and both these teams want it. And we talk about rivalries. This is one of those rivalries that's been built over the years based on a mutual respect for these teams. We talked to a lot of these students, and there's 3 or 4 teams in the TVL that I would say Westwood's rival with. You got your Norwoods and Medfields, that's geographic. You got Holliston, that's historic, 50 years of plus years of football rivalry. But then you have Hopkinton, and what that is these are teams that are just pushing
They're
each other
good.
to be better and better.
Yeah.
And you know, we cover a lot of the Hopkinton games, because especially with our relationship with HCAM, and when we go out there and work with them to film games and such. But these are two teams that really want to beat each other. They have each other circled on the calendar, and that's why I think you see these kids laying it all out here tonight.
Yep, these are the rivals. We see it in softball, you see it in hockey, you see it in baseball, you see it in volleyball, see it in basketball. There's been some bad blood back and forth between these two schools in basketball.
Soccer.
16-15, that's Lodovico serving for the Wolverines. How could I have forgotten soccer? Wow, big one coming up next week. Herlihy, dug out by Woodbury. Patty across to Robichaud. And that's going to be a winner for the Hillers. So 16-16 as Emily Robichaud finishes off that point. Georgia Flynn re-enters for Eleanor Paquette. Good to see that Haley Chen has made her way back to the bench, but unfortunately she sits next to Narintra Kamala-Ratanapi-Boone, both of them now unavailable to play today. Narintra was not able to start, which gave the opportunity to Noah Ifra. So guess who is back behind the line? Gabby Patty, and she starts off her run with an ace. So the Hillers up 17-16 as Patty's serve falls in.
Yeah, the big thing here, if you're Westwood, is minimizing the impact Patty's going to have from the serve line. If you can get one here at the net, that's going to be big for Westwood.
And Avery Herlihy sends it wide left. Hit that one with her left hand. So 18-16 Hopkinton. Gabby Patty once again serving. We've said that a lot today. Fielded by Fenton. Lodovico this time to Steinmetz. Tipped at the net by Chatton. Here's Woodbury from the back line. That's a heck of a kill. Evie Woodbury for the back line, and that's going to be a timeout for the Wolverines. So 19-16, Hopkinton has taken a 3-point lead. We've got a minute to talk about that. It wasn't long since the last timeout. Things change quickly. Nice run by the Hillers.
Yeah, and things change quickly when you have a player like Gabby Patty at the line. She has been in control when she's at the serve line. And if you're Westwood, you got to find a way to respond to that. She has there's just something about her serve that it's fast, it's quick, it's every time it goes to the right spot, and it just allows the Hopkinton Hillers just to set up these plays just to respond. So, you know, if you're Westwood, the big thing is maintaining the net presence. You know, can you get a block? Can you get a kill off the net? You know, I'm looking at Fenton right now. She has a great kill when she can get up and get it. So if Westwood can set up the play there and get it to Fenton, I think that's going to be who you got to keep your eyes on here.
There you go, Evan putting the spotlight on Lulu. We'll see if she can step up. Gabby Patty behind the line here for the Hillers, leading 19-16. Serve is fielded by Samara Maroon to Lodovico, and Leiden stuffed at the net. Fenton saves it. Steinmetz gets it over. There's Patty once again over to Robichaud. Herlihy blocks it at the net. Here's Woodbury from the back again. Leiden's going to set up Steinmetz. That falls in. Is someone going to get there? No! So a point and a change of momentum for the Wolverines. 19-17. Nicely done by Steinmetz. I think everybody touched that one on the court.
It's exactly what you need if you're the Wolverines there. You stopped, you've gotten Gabby Patty off the line, and now you can start to control this match here with a 2-point game. This is doable for the Wolverines. Mia
Steinmetz serving for the Wolverines, fielded by Steven, and then it's Patty over to number 7, Georgia Flynn. Here's Leiden, saved by Steven. Nicely done all the way around. That one might go long, and it does. Emily Robichaud sends it long, so it's 19-18. Used to be the famous chant at Yankee Stadium whenever the Red Sox came in, 1918. They chanted that until 2004. Mia Steinmetz, fielded by Woodbury, over to Patty. Patty across to Georgia Flynn. Lodovico giving Fenton a call. Saved by Steinmetz, then Leiden picks it up. Fenton back to Woodbury. Patty across to Robichaud. Samara Maroon digs it. Lodovico sending it to the back corner, saved by Woodbury, laying out for it. Robichaud with the kill attempt, and it falls. Emily Robichaud sends it just inside the line on the left side, and we've got ourselves a 20-18 third set right here. Back and forth we go. Wolverines have not been able to take a lead since they lost it. It was 16-15. Here's Emily Robichaud serving to Samara Maroon. Lodovico goes across to Fenton. That's what you were looking for, Evan. Patty to Woodbury. Woodbury saved by Steinmetz, who gets it over to Fenton. That's going to go long and in. Lodovico with a big set for Lulu Fenton, as if they heard what you were ordering for dinner, Evan.
I think I need to go get a Powerball ticket after that one. But we've seen time and time again this year that when they do that, that works out great for them, that Lodovico to Fenton connection.
So Veronica Reeves back in for the Wolverines. 20-19 they trail. Livy Leiden at the service line. She's had a good night serving so far. And there's another good one. That one fielded by Kaylin Jeremiah. And there's Woodbury. That is unstoppable. Evie Woodbury with a monster kill to give the Hillers a 21-19 lead. Whiteman Kraus will enter in the place of Julia Chatton. Sydney Stephen will serve for the Hillers. That one dug by Steinmetz. Over to Lodovico, and there's Reeves. Unable to get it over the net, so 22-19. Missed by Reeves there. Imposing presence there with Woodbury, Flynn, and Whiteman Kraus up front for the Hopkinton Hillers. Stevens serve's gonna go wide left. So 22-20. And here comes Lila Hayes, gonna serve for the Wolverines in place of Avery Herlihy. Hayes put together a couple of nice serves the last time she was out here. See if she can do it again. Lila Hayes, the sophomore, serving for the Wolverines, fielded by Woodbury, and comes right back to her, blocked at the net by Veronica Reeves. Huge block by Reeves, and a timeout by the Hopkinton Hillers. It's 22-21. Got ourselves a barn burner here. If you're just joining us, Hopkinton took the first set 25-16. Westwood responded by taking the second set 25-20. We are now 22-21 in the third set, and this match has brought us everything we could ever hope for, including the addition of our third broadcaster, our friend and the voice of Westwood Sports, Morgan Donahue.
What a game, what a last few points, my goodness. And Tom, you sound beautiful.
Well, this is good. I got all the names now, so just let me roll.
Yes, no,
you can take your analysis role tonight.
The Germans bombed Pearl Harbor, forget it, he's rolling. That was outstanding, the last few points.
This has been a good one. It's gone back and forth. We've seen some good serving, most notably Gabby Patty, an imposing net front presence from the Hopkinton Hillers. Evan called for a couple of kills from Lulu Fenton, and she delivered.
Yep.
And Lila Hayes came in a little bit earlier in the second set and delivered a couple of key serving points. And she just got one the last time she served. So 22-21, and that's Lila Hayes. Nice serve. And Reeves hit it. She's hitting herself on the head for good reason. She knows, right? 23-21, just didn't time that one right.
Well, she had the big point before that. Big presence at the net. There's nothing I love more than when Father Brendan Reeves is fired up calling a kill by the daughter or a block by Veronica.
Georgia Flynn serving for the Hillers, 23-21. They're 2 points away from a third set win. That one dug out by Maroon. Over to Lodovico. And to the net, Evie Woodbury. So 23-22. We're going to have Eleanor Paquette re-enter the game for the Hillers in place of Georgia Flynn. And Lulu Fenton will serve for the Wolverines. Down one here, 23-22 in the third set. That one's going to fall. It's an ace. Just inside the line, we are tied up 23-23.
Tom, I got to call out the point before that one. How about that set by Lodovico? She was running backwards and setting it forward.
You could sense the emotion and the focus intensifying here as we get deep into this third set. Lulu Fenton serving for the Wolverines. Nice dig there by Sydney Stephen. This time across to Steinmetz. Dug out by Eleanor Paquette. There's Stephen going over to Woodbury. Woodbury blocked at the net by Veronica Reeves. That makes up for that miss hit. Veronica Reeves with a huge block. Both teams have exhausted both of their timeouts. So now Lulu Fenton sitting on set point for the home team. That goes long, so we're tied at 24, just by inches It goes long. Re-entering for the Hillers is Emily Robichaux. And it will be Evie Woodbury serving, and she's dangerous back there. Evan, we've seen that.
But it's worth mentioning, Tom, you have to win these sets by 2.
Fenton over to Steinmetz. Dug out by Paquette. There's Patty across to Robichaux. Robichaux to Maroon. Whiteman-Kraus able to finish that point. Reeves not able to dig it out, so 25-24 Hillers. As Evan said, you got to take it by 2, so now it's Hopkinton's turn for a set point, and it's Evie Woodbury behind the line. Great serve, and Avery Herlihy unable to dig it. So the third set, a dramatic one, goes to the Hillers, 26-24. We'll step away. We'll come back for set 4 right after this. It's Hopkinton up 2-1 on Westwood Media Center.
I grew up right here in Islington, wearing the green and white for Westwood High. I wasn't the star quarterback or the Tri-Valley League MVP. I was the guy in the back of the room, learning from the best, filling in where my team needed me. And as a team, we won 2 Super Bowl championships. These years taught me that every role matters. The unsung heroes, the backups, the younger players, they complete the team. And that's the heart of Neroli. From the cooks, to the servers, to the dishwashers, we're a team, built on discipline, sacrifice, and trust, delivering authentic Italian dishes to our community. I'm proud to sponsor our hometown teams, not just the All-Stars, but every player grinding it out, because I've been there. Teamwork built me, it built Neroli, and it's building Islington. So come join us for dinner, and let's cheer on our teams together.
Westwood High School Sports brought to you by Neroli Ristorante, authentically Italian, and Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Set 4 about to start here at Bader Gymnasium. Tom Lydon and Evan Cardamino, joined now by Morgan Donahue. And these girls, we just were listening to them. They are energetic and understand what is at stake, and they're trying to carry the good momentum from the third set over to this fourth set, which is obviously critical.
Yeah, I'm taking a look over at the Hopkinton bench. They look a little exhausted. Westwood gave them everything they got, and it took everything they had to come away with that win there. So, you know, Westwood fired up. Some great words from the senior leaders, the captains, and even saw Lulu jumping in too with some words. Love to see that. That means they're fired up, and it's going to be a heck of a set coming up.
And why shouldn't they be fired up? They really had a close one there. They, as you can hear right there, they're pretty fired up. So. But why shouldn't they be? They had a really close set, took it right down to the wire, and they have some good momentum.
So they will start the fourth set with Tav Lodovico, of course, the setter. Mia Steinmetz, Avery Herlihy, Lulu Fenton, Samara Maroon. She'll come in momentarily for Veronica Reeves at the libero position. And then on the other side, we've got Julia Chatton, Eleanor Paquette, and Evie Woodbury on the back line. In front, Sophia Whiteman-Kraus, Gabby Patty, and Emily Robichaux. And now joining the party is Sydney Stephen, who's had a great game. These are good, very talented teams. Love the rivalry back and forth. Hopkinton will represent the TVL well in the Division I playoffs at the MIAA level. First time they're playing Division I.
Yep.
And Evie Woodbury starts it off here in the fourth set. Libby Lydon, probably one of the most energetic there in the huddle for the Wolverines, gets the first point. So the home team hops out on top 1-0 and leave it to Anna Beaumont on the bench to get the energy going.
Critical. You got to start off with that first point. Get the momentum going early.
Tav Lodovico shaking off a jammed finger on her right hand. It's a good thing she's lefty. Serves that one. Dug out by Paquette, and that's blocked at the net by Lydon. A little indecision there by Samara Maroon, and that's a point by Emily Robichaux. It was a close call It's always difficult to know whether you should field that or not. Julia Chatton back in. She'll replace Whiteman Krause up front. It's going to be Kira Kelly, the senior, serving for Hopkinton. Kira's serve is a good one. Steinmetz able to dig it, but can't get it up high enough for one of her teammates to field it. So Hopkinton takes a 2-1 lead, their first lead of the fourth set. Again to Steinmetz. This time she's able to field it over to Lodovico, and then that's Herlihy. Fenton digs it. Nobody's there. Steinmetz chases it down. Patty across to Robichaux. Maroon back to Lodovico. There's Steinmetz, and that's a winner.
Point. Big point there.
Mia Steinmetz evens it up at 2.
She looked like Ken Griffey Jr. chasing down a ball in the gap. Chased that down and found that area open on the floor.
That point was won probably 10 seconds before when Steinmetz got herself in position
Yes,
to save a wayward pass. And here's Steinmetz serving. Woodbury fields in the back line. Gabby Patty across to Robichaux. Robichaux one-handed by Steinmetz. Leiden across to Fenton.
Oh, what a job.
Who hits it with her fist. There's going to be Woodbury from the back. That's long, though. We've seen a couple of great kill attempts from the back row by Evie Woodbury. That's one of the most difficult things to do.
Tom, back to that Steinmetz point. She kept it alive on the right side. She got the kill on the left side.
Yeah, just shows you the hustle. And here she is serving. Westwood on top 3-2. Fourth set here at Bader Gymnasium. One of the best matches of the year so far, no question about it. There's Robichaux. Fielded by Fenton, then back to Lodovico, and here's Fenton. That's going to be a kill. Lulu Fenton! Got to keep this energy going. Mia Steinmetz serving. Can sense the leaders who've been in a lot of these matches before trying to keep that intensity up. Steinmetz serve, fielded. Gabby Patty over to Robichaux. Nicely touched. Lulu Fenton across to Herlihy. And Herlihy unable to get it over the net. 4-3, Westwood on top. We'll see a substitution here by Hopkinton. It's going to be Georgia Flynn entering the game for Eleanor Paquette. And here's danger behind the line for Hopkinton, Gabby Patty. Fielded by Maroon. Steinmetz across to Fenton. That's gonna fall in.
What a play.
Lulu Fantabulous.
Oh my goodness.
5-3 Westwood. Couple of big plays from your girl there.
But a huge kill there for
My
Fenton.
God.
That gets Gabby Patty off the line. That's
Yep.
big for Westwood. She's been controlling the game all game with the serve.
Veronica Reeves in for Westwood as Samara Maroon steps out. Livy Leiden behind the line. Hope she can continue her consistent serving that we've seen today. It's another good one. This one, it's a one-hit return. Lodovico going to try to set up Reeves, and that's a nice shot by Reeves. Dug out by Patty, ultimately across to Robichaux. Back row save by Leiden to Fenton. And here's Herlihy, two-hands it. Called, that's called for a two-hander. So 5-4, Westwood remains on top. And this is going to be Emily Robichaux serving for Hopkinton. Fielded by Steinmetz. Lodovico to Reeves, blocked, kept alive by Hopkinton. That's Woodbury, nice touch, saved by Lodovico. Cross to Fenton, Fenton dug out. Patty to Woodbury, that's a winner, Evie Woodbury. What a talent. Really nicely kept alive there. That's one of those points that the credit goes to the people on the back line for keeping those shots alive.
Yeah.
Here's Robichaux, who's played well up front. That one fielded by Steinmetz. Cross to Fenton. He's going to touch it in.
Well placed. Well placed.
Lulu Fenton keeps the Wolverines on top, and here comes Lila Hayes for the Wolverines, who's going to serve. And in for the Hillers is Gabby Simulus. First time we've seen Gabby Simulus tonight. We've seen Lila Hayes in set number 3. Did a good job serving for the Wolverines then. She picks it up here 6-5. That one's going to go wide, so 6-6. Herlihy's going to re-enter for Hayes. Sydney Stephen serving for Hopkinton. And that's an ace. Sydney Steven, 6'7".
That's the new thing these days.
6'7" Hopkinton. Sydney Stevens serving for the Hillers. Fenton to Lodovico, then back to Fenton. That's a tough shot, and
what
it's
an
in.
adjustment.
Lulu Fenton with 4 beautiful kills in this set alone.
The Hopkinton serves are very difficult to return, which makes the kill attempt difficult. You're not gonna have the fastball, but she's able to locate, which has been key.
Fenton now serving. Beautiful one.
That was a fastball.
Fielded by Simulus, ultimately across to Woodbury.
Oh, great.
Fenton again digs it. This time across to Steinmetz. Blocked at the net, but Fenton digs it. Reeves gonna have to finish it off, and that falls in. Team point for the Wolverines, finished off by Veronica Reeves. So 6-7 becomes 7-7 becomes 8-7.
Were they just doing the Carlton dance?
I don't know what they were doing, but whatever it is, give
Keep
me
doing
more.
it. Double down.
Lulu Fenton serving up 8-7. That's going to fall long. So we're tied up once again, 8-8. Big win by the field hockey team today. Congratulations to the girls as they pass by us.
All hockey players, too.
8-8 here in the 4th set. Hopkinton's on top 2-1. This is Georgia Flynn, the senior, serving for Hopkinton. A lot of energy inside Bader tonight. Tav Lodovico going across to Reeves. Veronica Reeves gets it over the net. It's going to be Woodbury. Man, she's tough to beat. Evie Woodbury.
Good player.
Can do it in the front, can do it in the back. One of the TVL's best. Hopkinton on top, 9-8. Georgia Flynn will continue to serve. Fenton, Maroon, and Steinmetz across the back line. Herlihy, correction. Here's Steinmetz in the front. That one dug out, may go a little wide, gonna be tough to play, but credit Hopkinton, they get it. Ultimately, it's Steven who gets it across the net. Fenton clears it for Westwood. Patty gonna set up Woodbury. Locked at the net, and that's gonna be a point for the Wolverines. Evie Woodbury into the net. So we're tied up at 9. Reeves will step out, Leiden will step in, and for the Hillers will be Eleanor Paquette, who replaces Georgia Flynn. So Samara Maroon's turn to serve now for the home team. We're tied up at 9. Maroon serve fielded. Gabby Patty to Woodbury. Steinmetz ready for that one. She's going to get it back. Nicely touched. Dug out by the Hillers. A beautiful play just beyond the outstretch of Sophia Whiteman-Kraus. And it's a lead for the Wolverines. Up 10-9 here in the 4th set. Samara Maroon trying to string a couple together here. Just celebrated her 18th birthday last week. That's going to fall in and an ace.
Save. I was going to say the serve before that one was fantastic. 2 in a row.
Ace by Maroon gives the Wolverines an 11-9 lead, and Hopkinton will take its first time out of the 4th set. The energy carries over from the 3rd set to the 4th set. Westwood, of course, has to take this one to keep this match alive. Try to keep this huddle open for Haley Chen, who you missed it, twisted her ankle when she got in the 2nd set.
Yeah.
We're thinking of you, Haley.
And they're playing for her right now. They got a lot of energy right now, and they are dialed.
Well, I can speak for one of the seniors in telling you that she knows that there's only 2 home matches left.
Yeah.
So she's got tonight, and she's got Wednesday's senior night against Dedham, and this is the team that there's a lot of water under the bridge. I know that Livy's played 3 varsity seasons and has had a lot of matches against this Hopkinton team, some familiar faces on the other side of the net. So the emotions come out, and it's great to see that they're so competitive. Evan, exactly what I was talking about with the first match. Yes, Hopkinton won 3-0, but they were all like these sets we've seen tonight. Maroon serves, dug out by Paquette. There's Patty to Woodbury. Woodbury sends it into the net, and Westwood is on top 12-9. That sounds like a broken record. Patty to Woodbury.
Rinse repeat for them on that side. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They've been getting that working for a while.
Maroon's serve is in. Here comes Patty. His slam is Whiteman-Kraus, and that's a winner for Sophia Whiteman-Kraus. So it's 12-10. Hopkinton regains control of the serve. Into the match comes Emily Robichaux, and it will be Evie Woodbury serving for Hopkinton. Across the back line for Westwood is Avery Herlihy, Lulu Fenton, and Samara Maroon. That's going to be Fenton. Over to Lodovico, and now Steinmetz, the freshman, up into the backboard and down. So one of those backyard wiffle ball base hits, 13-10, Westwood on top.
That's what it's like playing the Tampa Bay Rays Stadium when you got the catwalk to deal with.
Tav Lodovico running into position. Up 13-10, Lodovico's serve into the net. Deep breath, you know what I mean? In that regard, I used to tell people when they hit a foul ball and they ran it out to first base, walk back.
Yeah.
Walk back to the box. There's no need to run back to the box. Gather your breath. You deserve that rest as you hustled out a foul ball. So very similarly. 13-11 now. Kira Kelly serving for Hopkinton. Steinmetz digs it. Lodovico goes across to Herlihy, who two-hands it. Woodbury in the back line, over to Patty, this time to Robichaux, and Robichaux's attempt goes into the net, so the Wolverines maintain that 3-point lead. A lot of energy from that Wolverines bench. We're going to see the double sub here. It's going to be Whiteman-Kraus for Kelly, and then Steven for Whiteman-Kraus as Mia Steinmetz takes over for the Wolverines serving. Fielded by Woodbury. That is an incredible shot if it falls, and it doesn't. What a save there by Robichaux, but it goes out of bounds. 15-11, and that will be the Hillers' second time out of the fourth set. So 15-11 Westwood. Hopkinson's going to have to put together a lot of points here without a timeout. This is what we come for, right, guys?
Was that chant, "They need water"? I haven't heard that one before. This is, you know what, there was a reason why ESPN Classic was created by ESPN. It's because of games like this. And this is what, you know, this predates tonight. This goes back to the last few years where it's been back and forth. And the year before last year, Hopkinton, I think, went 3-0 against Westwood, beat them in the playoffs as well. It was heartbreaking. Westwood did the unthinkable last year. They stole the first one. Then they went into Hopkinton in the round of 16 and beat them. Round of eight to beat them to get into the Final Four on their turf.
Yep,
unbelievable stories.
A lot of the same players still remain here for Hopkinton. Only a few for Westwood, but many of the girls who are on the court now were on the bench last year for that experience. But one of them who wasn't is this one serving right here, Mia Steinmetz, a freshman for the Wolverines, paying dividends already. Woodbury gets it over to Robichaux. Robichaux to Maroon. It's Leiden's turn to put one over it. They're going to call into the net on Hopkinton, so Westwood gets the point. Probably would have gone their way anyway. 16-11. We'll see if Mia can continue her serving.
And Tom, some of those girls who watched it last year were in middle school, and you're wondering, thinking they were, hey, I'm going to be in this game next year.
Steinmetz serve, dug out by Woodbury. Cross to Robichaux, blocked at the net by Leiden, and that's a point for the Wolverines. So 17-11, a couple of nice plays up front by 22. Mia Steinmetz in Thurston last year and Bader Gymnasium this year. Here it is, Patty to Woodbury, backline kill attempt, saved by Lodovico, and now it's Fenton needing to send it over to the back right corner. Here comes Patty this time. That's a nice play for Julia Chatton, the junior middle. Haven't called her name a lot on kills tonight, but that was an important one. Gets the point for Hopkinton, 17-12. And look who's serving for the Hillers, Gabby Patty, the senior captain. Come up with a bunch of big serves today already. That one fielded by Maroon. Lodovico goes to Fenton. Oh! Gonna be a winner in so many ways. Fenton once again with a kill, but that gets Patty off the service line and gives the Wolverines an 18-12 lead.
That's a double point right there when you get her off the serve line and you get the point, but also the momentum on a kill by Fenton.
Let's see if the captain can continue the momentum here for Westwood. 6-point lead here in the fourth set. Livy Leiden serving for Westwood. Fielded by Woodbury. Over to Patty. Patty gets it to, that was Georgia Flynn. That's a tough one for Fenton. 18-13. Hopkinton looking to scratch back. Leiden comes to the bench with some emotion as Maroon replaces her on the back line. Serving for the Hillers is going to be number 4, Emily Robichaud. Robichaud's serve is fielded by Fenton. Lodovico to Reeves. Reeves tipped at the net and good.
Unbelievable.
Veronica Reeves makes it a 6-point fourth set. 19-13 Westwood. Lila Hayes comes in for Herlihy. Gabby Simulus comes in for Robichaud. Like to see Hayes put together a couple of nice serves here. Mentioned to Evan in the last set that Lila had a couple of nice serve runs against Ashland on Friday, a really important win for the Wolverines that got them to 9-7. Ooh, Reeves just waiting on that one. Woodbury! They're giving it to her just inside the line. Evie Woodbury with another impressive kill. Julia Chatton will take a seat, replaced by Sophia Whiteman-Kraus. Avery Herlihy will re-enter for Lila Hayes. 19-14 Westwood. Glad you're with us here on Westwood Media Center. Tom Leiden, Evan Cardamino, and Morgan Donahue. Sydney Stevens' serve is fielded by
What
Westwood.
an effort.
They return it. Here it is. Beautifully touched by Whiteman-Kraus, but blocked by Reeves. And it's Whiteman-Kraus who finishes the point. 19-15. This is a battle of really talented teams with very talented people playing the net. Veronica Reeves facing probably the best net front presence she's seen this year. And Whiteman-Kraus, Woodbury, and Georgia Flynn. Reeves to Steinmetz.
Incredible.
Saved. There's Patty. Woodbury, dug out by Herlihy. Steinmetz calls for it, gets it over.
What concentration.
There's Patty. This time to Whiteman-Kraus. Nothing you can do with that. Avery Herlihy playing self-defense. And it's 19-16. Timeout for the Wolverines. 19-16, a couple of points for the Hillers.
What a game.
This is how it's been all night.
So Patty, you've been mentioning how she's been dominant on the line. What's been the trick for her? Has it been a fastball? Has it been a lot of movement, combo of both?
It's just been a straight, solid line drive serve that's
Yeah.
gotten to the back line, right in front of the back line diggers.
Making those hard ones
Recipients,
where you got to get
serve
your hands
recipients.
high. You
Yep.
almost have to be five feet outside the back line to play those.
Yep. Receivers. Couldn't think of the word. Thanks.
And we had the last game we covered. There was some great serves that were just getting over the net and dying immediately.
Oh.
So I mean, you see it all. You see the fastballs. You see the the Lodovico curveballs, and then the hard ones that are played on the back line.
19-16, Westwood still sitting on a 3-point lead. Like to see this energy continue. Reeves is on the front line along with Lodovico and Fenton. Back along the back line is Steinmetz, Maroon, and Herlihy. This is Sydney Steven serving. Starts with Steinmetz, ends with Reeves there with a left hand. Fielded by Hopkinton across to Woodbury. That's Herlihy with a right. Steinmetz looking to finish it from the back line. Gets across. Here's Woodbury again with a kill attempt. That goes wide left, and it's a point for the Wolverines. 20-16. First team to 20 here in this fourth set. Don't anticipate they'll be the last.
What a play by Reeves, lefty, to get over the net.
Lulu Fenton. A nice serve. That might have gone out, but Lulu plays it. Steinmetz looking to keep it alive. Fielded in the back row by number 13, Simulus.
Big point.
And that's a point for the Wolverines as the Hopkinton Hillers can't get it over the net. So 21-16. Lulu Fenton serving for the Wolverines. Energetic bench, energetic crowd. Fenton serve. Nice dive by Simulus. Reeves blocked at the net. Lodovico to Reeves again, this time a winner.
Piece, yep.
Veronica Reeves puts the Wolverines up 22-16. 3 points away from sending this one to a decisive fifth set. You came for good volleyball, you got it tonight. Wolverines and Hillers putting on a clinic. Fenton's serve is fielded by Simulus. Over to Patty. Heard it before. That one goes to Flynn, and that goes out of bounds off of Maroon. So Hopkinton regains control of the serve. Haley Chen almost taken out like Evan Cardamino on the soccer sideline.
They're having some fun with her, giving her a high five.
This is Georgia Flynn serving for the Hillers, down 5. That's in. Little miscommunication on Westwood's end, so 22-18. Georgia Flynn, a senior. She's been through the battles. She knows this rivalry inside and out.
She's got a Westwood dartboard at the house somewhere.
No question about it. That one goes into the net, so 23-18. Leiden will re-enter for Reeves. Maroon will serve for the Wolverines as Eleanor Paquette re-enters for the Hillers in place of Georgia Flynn. 23-18 Wolverines with Samara Maroon serving. That one's fielded by Steven. Over to Patty. That one's to Whiteman-Kraus. Sophia Whiteman-Kraus with a kill. 23-19. Into the match comes Emily Robichaud in place of Gabby Simulus. It's going to be Evie Woodbury behind the line serving. She and Gabby Patty, probably their 2 most dangerous servers. There you go. That's an example of what we've seen all night. An ace for Evie Woodbury as timeout called by J.C. Whalen. So how about this? I like that timeout call. You don't want that to get within 2. Nope. Gives you a chance just to settle the troops a little bit, let them know you're just 2 away.
2 points.
You know, they've got to run off 5 in a row here to win this set 25-23. Not that it can't be done, but just be smart about it.
Yeah. They give you timeouts for a reason, and this is exactly why you want to use them. Focus, be able to get a little deep breath. Have some of your leaders talk too. You know, when the Wolverines came out of the 3rd set, the leaders were the most vocal. So you have a combination of coach talking, the leaders talking. Really brings a burst of energy when they get right back out on the court.
23-20, Wolverines on top here. 4th set, they need 2 points to force a decisive 5th set. Evie Woodbury, the all-TVL talent behind the line here for Hopkinton. Up front, another all-TVL talented Sophia Whiteman-Kraus at the middle position. That one fielded by Herlihy. And here's Steinmetz, and here comes Fenton. Sends it over on the 3rd hit. There's Patty across to Whiteman-Kraus. Blocked at the net, but it falls. Sophia Whiteman-Kraus has drawn the Hillers within 2 at 23-21. Can they ride the hot hand of Evie Woodbury? Woodbury serves long.
There we go.
So the Wolverines just 1 point away. It's going to be on the paw of Tav Lodovico. Bench on its feet. JV and freshmen on their feet. Some parents on their feet. Feel like I should get on my feet. Tav Lodovico serves for the Wolverines. Woodbury's got it over to Patty. Patty, dug by Maroon. Lodovico to Mia Steinmetz. That one saved by Steven. Steven across to Robichaud. Blocked at the net and it falls. Robichaud with an impressive kill for the Hillers there, and it's a 24-22 4th set here at Bader Gymnasium. Kira Kelly will enter for the Hillers. Across the back line now for the Wolverines is Lodovico, Steinmetz, and Maroon. They'll be joined by Fenton as they prepare to receive the serve by Kelly. Nice serve by Kelly, and we're within 1 here, 24-23. Kira Kelly in off the bench and paying dividends right away with that one. Westwood 1 point away. If Hopkinton gets this point, will again play till someone wins by 2. That's going to fall. And we've got ourselves a 5th set. The Wolverines have forced it. 25-23. So we are tied up 2-2. We will go to a set that plays to 15 right after this on Westwood Media Center.
I grew up right here in Islington, wearing the green and white for Westwood High. I wasn't the star quarterback or the Tri-Valley League MVP. I was the guy in the back of the room, learning from the best, filling in where my team needed me. And as a team, we won 2 Super Bowl championships. These years taught me that every role matters. The unsung heroes, the backups, the younger players, they complete the team. And that's the heart of Neroli. From the cooks, to the servers, to to the dishwashers. We're a team built on discipline, sacrifice, and trust, delivering authentic Italian dishes to our community. I'm proud to sponsor our hometown teams, not just the All-Stars, but every player grinding it out, because I've been there. Teamwork built me, it built Neroli, and it's building Islington. So come join us for dinner, and let's cheer on our teams together.
Westwood High School Sports brought to you by Neroli Ristorante, authentically Italian. And Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
So glad you are with us here at Bader Gymnasium. We are fired up for a very dramatic fifth set.
Yeah.
Westwood and Hopkinton tied up 2 sets apiece. Evan Cardamino and Morgan Donahue alongside me, Tom Lydon. And Evan, you kind of want to set the stage here in terms of what's at stake for both of these teams.
Yeah, here's what's on the line for Westwood right now. They're sitting at 9 wins in the MIAA playoffs. You need 10 wins to clinch a playoff berth automatically. So regardless of where you are in the power rankings, a win today for the Wolverines would send them to the tournament. If you're the Hopkinton Hillers, what's on the line right now is you're sitting at 17th in the playoff. The power rankings come out tomorrow, and what you're fighting for is home court advantage in the playoffs. Even one home game is big. Otherwise, if you're Hopkinton, you're going on the road. So a lot is on the line here tonight at Bader Gymnasium.
And this is a truncated set. We only played a 15, so every point even more critical. Yep. You can't afford to start slowly here, although we have seen some incredible comebacks over the years. I remember it was here last year, in fact, that it looked as though Westwood was going to lose and instead rallied back from like 24-19 down to take the set 26-24 or something like that. So we've seen some drama, but this has been an unbelievably entertaining match so far. So thanks to both teams for providing that entertainment. And we are just 25 seconds away from getting this going. We're going to have
They are fired up.
Lodovico, Steinmetz, and Leiden up front. We've got Maroon, Fenton, and Herlihy in the back. Stephen Woodbury and Eleanor Paquette are going to be along the back line for the Hillers, and up front is going to be Gabby Patty, Emily Robichaux, and Sophia Whiteman-Kraus. It's been a joy calling this match, ladies. Thank you very much. Hopkinton's going to start it off. Typically, when 15 points are scored collectively, the benches swap. So be on alert for that once you have 15 points
in the middle.
scored.
Yeah. Little musical chairs in the
Even
halfway
it out a
point.
little bit.
Yeah.
The starters here for this set are being entered into the score sheet. If you think scoring a baseball game or a basketball game is hard, I invite you to try scoring a volleyball match.
Yeah. Shannon Gillis doing a great job.
It is not an easy task. Nor is fielding a serve from this one. Evie Woodbury, among the best. And she's shown us why time and time again tonight. She'll start it off. The fifth and decisive set at Bader Gymnasium between Hopkinton and Westwood. Mia Steinmetz, fielded by Woodbury. That goes to Patty. Fenton over to Leiden. Leiden fielded. This is going to be Robichaux. That's going to go long. Westwood on the board first. Wolverines draw first blood here in the fifth set. And Tav Lodovico will start it off for the home team. Woodbury, Paquette, and Stephen across the back line for Hopkinton.
Great
That's
serve.
Woodbury who fields it. Patty gets it across to Robichaux, and that's into the net. 2 quick points for the Wolverines.
That serve by Lodovico was a lefty fastball and just threw the rhythm off of Hopkinton. They just didn't have that rhythm that they normally have on the returns.
Tav Lodovico serving for the Wolverines. Another good one. Fielded by Woodbury yet again. This time it goes to Whiteman-Kraus. Leiden on the court, but not able to save it. Herlihy, same story.
Good effort.
So 2-1. Westwood gets the first 2 points, but Hopkinton answers. Here comes Kira Kelly to serve for Hopkinton. Whiteman-Kraus steps out for the Hillers. Kelly serve, fielded by Maroon. Lodovico to Leiden. Avoids hitting the net. There's Kelly across to Robichaud. Leiden fields it. Over to Lodovico and now Steinmetz. Deflected and out. That's what we call a tool. Mia Steinmetz with the point for Westwood. 3-1 Wolverines. Re-enters Steven, replacing Whiteman Kraus. Mia Steinmetz, the freshman, in a pressure situation, gaining some valuable experience right here, up 3-1. That's fielded by Steven. There's Patty, and there's Robichaud. Fenton on the ground for it. It's going to be Maroon sending it over. Patty, this time gets it to Chatton. Herlihy now back, out, wide left.
Good communication by the Wolverines. There's a couple of those balls that are, is it you, is it me? They're communicating effectively to make sure they don't have any miscommunications out there.
Georgia Flynn in for the Hillers. Serving is Gabby Patty. Patty serves, gonna go long. So Westwood up 4-2 as we play to 15 here in the 5th set. Veronica Reeves will replace Tamara Maroon, so a couple of bigs in for the Wolverines. Leiden will have to play the back line, so this is where she'll have to dig some points. Starts with a serve, though.
Oh, great serve.
Nice serve by Liv. This time it's Patty. Ooh, beautifully played on both sides. The back line kill attempt by Woodbury goes long. Timeout for the Hillers. So Wolverines take a 5-2 lead here to start the 5th set. It almost feels like overtime, doesn't it?
The Benergy is electric.
The
that is a term coined by the girls' soccer team, but the Benergy and the girls on the court are feeling it. And this is incredible.
You know, this is where you need a pep band.
Yeah.
This is where you need a fight song and a pep band right now. Right? If we were in Spartan Stadium, this is where they'd roll out that.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
we
they're
go.
fired up. So even if it goes to, if say there's a 10-5 start, is that when they'll switch?
That's my understanding.
Yeah.
So 5-2 at this point, Westwood on top. They'll maintain control of the serve. It's going to be Livy Leiden, the 3-year varsity player, playing her second to last, her penultimate home game here at Bader Gymnasium.
It's Wednesday, senior night for the Wolverines.
Please join us. It's going to be a fun time here at Bader Gymnasium against the Marauders of Dedham. Livy set to go. And that's another good serve, fielded by Woodbury. We've heard it all night. Nicely played by Georgia Flynn. A beautiful set by Gabby Patty. Good timeout by the Hillers. Changes momentum, gets Leiden off the court, and it's 5-3 with Emily Robichaud getting ready to serve for the Hillers. So Reeves now going to be the imposing threat up front for the Westwood. Nice serve by Robichaud. Good dig by Steinmetz right there. And here's Herlihy. Right-handed, wide though.
What an incredible return by, was that Steinmetz on the back line?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a difficult one.
Mia kept it alive. So 5-4, Westwood still on top. I'll keep this going in their direction. This is Robichaud serving. Another tough one fielded by Steinmetz. And now Fenton gets it to Lodovico. Lefty over the net. Fielded by Patty. Here's Steven Woodbury. Woodbury blocked at the net. But the point goes in favor of Hopkinton. Reeves' block fell on the Westwood side, so we're tied up at 5, and now it's Westwood's turn to take a timeout. Man, this is like a chess match.
It is.
Really is.
You got to take a punch to give a punch.
We got coaches on the Hopkinton side, pulling players aside and pointing out specific things. This is where the matches are really won. I'll tell you, this Hopkinton team is going to represent the TVL well. So is Bellingham, who's atop the TVL small right now. Medfield's right behind them, and don't count out your Wolverines.
Yep.
If they can play their games moving forward, obviously they need one more win to qualify or finish in the top 32. Hopefully one of those will happen.
That's the team, when you see Westwood on the bracket, that's the team you say, oh, we got to play them. You know, that's the team you don't want to play.
So Emily Robichaud continues to serve for the Hillers. And that one goes to Fenton, now over to Reeves. And Herlihy unable to get there. So Hopkinton takes its first lead of this decisive 5th set. It's 6-5. Time for Westwood to try to turn this around. Emily Robichaud, the junior. Double-handed dribble before she serves, and she's off. That one goes into the net, so we're tied up 6-6.
That's big.
Lila Hayes will enter for Avery Herlihy. Gabby Simulus will enter for Emily Robichaud. So Lila Hayes, the sophomore, will serve for Westwood. 6-6 against Hopkinton in the 5th set. Nice serve by Hayes. There's Gabby Patty, and there's Evie Woodbury. Blocked at the net by Reeves. There's Reeves calling for it again. A little low, but it's going to count. Gets over the net. There's a call that goes in favor of Westwood. Hopkinton two-handed.
What a block by Reeves.
Evie Woodbury into the net, in fact, is the call.
What a block by Reeves.
6-7 once again, this time Westwood on top. And Lila Hayes serving. Hayes' serve is going to be fielded by Woodbury, and there's Patty going the opposite way. That one blocked by Veronica Reeves! Back to back! 8-6, we're 14 points in, and now the teams will swap sides. So apparently it's 14 points, or when you get to first team to 8. I'll have to ask the coach to clear that up, but it's 8-6 Westwood, the crowd fired up.
Now, do the coaches make eye contact when they walk by each other during this? Or?
I haven't seen a lot of eye contact from anybody right here.
Both teams are focused.
Both teams deserve to win this one, and it has been a brilliant display of volleyball.
Yeah.
We've seen people give it up for the team. Haley Chen banged up, but moving bench to bench with her teammates. More field hockey players rolling in. Lila Hayes serving. That was not whistled in play, though. Hopkinton had taken the timeout. That's their second one of this 5th set, so the only timeout on the board that remains is one for Westwood. So it's 8-6 Wolverines. You have tuned in for a classic. Wow, what a great night here.
So I think this is the JV team coming in, Tom.
Okay.
So this game has lasted the varsity field hockey game and the JV field hockey game. Unbelievable.
And it's been worth every single moment. It's a marathon match.
This is a
one
Westwood
we'll be talking
Media
about for
Center
a long
classic.
time.
Yep.
So 8-6 at this point. Westwood on top. Lila Hayes, the sophomore, is serving. We've got Robichaud, Steven, and Evie Woodbury on the back line. Patty, Flynn, and Chatton up front. That one blocked by Reeves, but ultimately falls in. Gabby Patty will get credit for that, so Hayes will exit. Avery Herlihy back in. Sophia Whiteman-Krause is back in for the Hillers in place of the junior Julia Chatton. And here is Sydney Steven to serve with the Hillers trailing 8-7. Coach Whalen looking for an explanation on that previous play. Steven serving down 8-7. Fielded by Herlihy. Lodovico gets it to Maroon.
What an effort.
And then there's a lot of uncertainty going on here, but it's across to Fenton, and that's certain. Lulu Fenton with the kill to put the Wolverines on top 9-7.
After a couple tough points that didn't go your way, she slams it. Momentum back on Westwood's side.
And here comes Fenton to serve for the Wolverines. 9-7 leaders in the 5th set. That one fielded by Steven, and here we go again. Patty saved by Whiteman-Krause. Lodovico to Reeves, blocked at the net, but saved by Fenton. Steven over to Patty. That one goes long, but the point given to Hopkinton, a tip by the Wolverines. So that's a call into the net. They called Lodovico into the net. So 9-8, Hopkinton on top.
Tough point.
The official calls Lodovico into the net. And we're going to have Georgia Flynn, the senior, serving for Hopkinton. That serve fielded by Fenton. A little confusion on the back line. There's Veronica Reeves, blocked at the net. Saved by number 2, Woodbury. Here comes Woodbury the other way. Saved by Steinmetz. Lodovico over to Herlihy with a big hit. Back row kill for Avery Herlihy.
What a hit. And that She had some distance on it, which is a more difficult hit, but beautifully placed by Avery Herlihy.
Westwood, the first team to 10 here in the decisive 5th set. We played at 15. Got to win by 2, and here's Samara Maroon with the Wolverines on top by 2. That one goes wide left. An unforced error by the Wolverines there, so 10-9. Emily Robichaux comes back in for Gabby Simulus, and Evie Woodbury will be serving once again for the Hillers. Fenton fields it. Over to Lodovico, this time to Steinmetz. There's a kill attempt, fielded by Woodbury. Woodbury to Patty, Patty to Robichaux. Herlihy saves it. Now it's Steinmetz's turn. Single hands it over the net. Patty once again to Robichaux, this time blocked by Leiden. Maroon to Lodovico, this time it's Steinmetz's turn. Oh! Kill! Mia Steinmetz! Welcome to the varsity! Westwood with the point, it's 11-9. Tav Lodovico to serve. Lodovico fielded by Woodbury. Woodbury's gonna go across to Robichaux. Robichaux's shot, saved by Maroon. Fenton gets it, will they get it over?
Oh.
Herlihy makes the attempt, but it hits the official. So it's 11-10, what an effort by both sides. Whiteman Kraus will step out in place of Kira Kelly, who's gonna step behind the service line to serve for the Hopkinton Hillers. 11-10, you couldn't have asked for more. Monday night thriller here at Bader Gymnasium. Kira Kelly serving for Hopkinton. That one's fielded by Fenton. Lodovico goes to Mia Steinmetz. Woodbury gets it over ultimately to Robichaux. That's Fenton. There's Maroon, and here comes Steinmetz on the third hit. Dug by Woodbury. Patty, there's Robichaux. Over the net, Maroon dives for it. Steinmetz with the kill attempt. Dug again by Woodbury. Patty to Robichaux once more. Blocked at the net. Will they get it over? Leiden gets it over. Some confusion on Hopkinton's side. Great play. Fenton to Leiden and Adam Steinmetz. Fielded by Woodbury. Here's Robichaux. Where are they getting the energy? Lodovico to Leiden on the third hit. Woodbury once more. There's Patty. That's a winner. And that's the junior, Julia Chatton. And we are knotted up 11-11 in the 5th set. And a timeout for the Wolverines.
That was the volley of the night right there.
I don't know where they're finding it.
I was filming that, so let me see how long that one took. That was impressive.
That was something else.
That one, that was 50 seconds.
That's crazy.
50-second volley.
I mean, 5th set,
With
these
kills.
girls are going to sleep well tonight.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much. So will we.
Yes.
I had a root canal this morning, by
Did
the way.
you? Oh my God.
Working
You're playing,
a 5-set thriller with a root canal.
You're playing hurt. You were playing
or maybe
hurt.
I'm playing numb, one or the other.
Yeah. That's, hey, no excuse not to play when you're
No.
playing with a root canal.
It does remind me, though, I should take my Advil.
Yes, yes, it's wearing off.
11-11 here in the 5th set. Tom Leiden, Morgan Donahue, and Evan Cardamino with you on a night we'll all talk about for a long time. A really impressive match here by both sides. Kira Kelly continuing to serve for the Hillers. The Wolverines playing Avery Herlihy, Livy Leiden, Tav Lodovico, Mia Steinmetz, Samara Maroon, and Lulu Fenton. The serve by Kelly. Fielded by Steinmetz and Lodovico. Herlihy gets it over. There's Woodbury to Patty. This time it's Chatton again. Fenton, Leiden with it. Saved by Hopkinton. There's Robichaux, blocked at the net. Lodovico this time will get it to Steinmetz. Ooh, diving on the ground is Paquette. There's Robichaux.
Oh,
Fenton goes for it. This time it's Lodovico to Leiden. Gonna go to Woodbury for the back row kill, but too low and into the net. Westwood on top, 12-1.
36 seconds on that volley right there. So we went from 50 seconds on the previous 36. You think both these teams want it? It is back and forth. Incredible execution.
Sydney Stephen re-enters as a libero. We have an injury for Herlihy. I think Avery slipped. I can't be sure, I don't want to speculate too much, but she's going to take a rest. Lila Hayes is going to replace her. Mia Steinmetz is going to serve. Westwood up 12-11 here in the 5th set. Ooh, Steinmetz serves, going to go into the net. So 12-12. 12-12, and Gabby Patty serving for Hopkinton. Georgia Flynn will re-enter for Eleanor Paquette. So a lot of tall girls in the front row for Hopkinton, and Evie Woodbury in the back row. A lot of height right now with Gabby Patty serving. That one fielded by Maroon. Lila Hayes with it. And the winner, Lila Hayes.
Huge. The freshman. Or is she a sophomore?
Lila's a sophomore.
Sophomore.
Veronica Reeves enters for Westwood. 13-12 with Livy Leiden serving. Leiden serve is going to fall. Fielded by Woodbury. Steven over to Flynn. Flynn fielded by Leiden on the back row. Lodovico with the right hand. Don't forget she's a lefty. That one blocked and out of bounds. We're tied again. Robichaux with the big winner for Hopkinton, and she'll be rewarded with the serve. 13-13. We played a 15, got to win by 2. Emily Robichaux serving for the Hillers. Fielded by Fenton. Hayes over to Reeves. Reeves off the net. No! Veronica Reeves with the winner.
What a play.
Gabby Simulus will step in, replacing Emily Robichaux. Lila Hayes will serve for the match. And it's a winner! Punch your ticket to the postseason, Wolverines! You earned it tonight! Westwood takes it 3-2, upsetting the TVL Large champs. That's a classic, and we're glad you watched it with us.
Wow. Incredible.
Fantastic effort all the way around. Evan, you started it with me. You didn't talk much during the 5th set, but your thoughts as we wrap this one up.
What a winner. That's what you want heading into the postseason. This is a team that don't take too much into their ranking. This is a team that's going to make a deep playoff run. This is a team poised for it, and it starts tonight. What an impressive win over a Division I powerhouse in Hopkinton.
We have not seen this energy, we have not seen this emotion all year from this Westwood Wolverine team, so they deserve it. Kudos to Hopkinton. What an amazingly talented unit. They are going to represent the TVL very well in the MIAA. We wish you nothing but the best. We know many of you are watching this through our partnership at HCAM. Thank you for watching it. Morgan, a couple final thoughts from you.
Wolverines, heart of a champion. You know, they had to take a punch to give a punch, and it went down to the very end, and they answered the bell. They did it at home in front of their crowd, and this is what you want to be doing, playing your best volleyball going into the postseason, and they executed there.
Don't forget senior night right here Wednesday night. It's Westwood against Dedham. On October 22nd, we'll celebrate our seniors, and we'll be celebrating the playoff team. The pressure's off a little bit as the Wolverines take this thriller tonight, 3-2 over Hopkinton. For Evan Cardamino, for Morgan Donahue, the entire crew at Westwood Media Center, I'm Tom Leiden saying thanks so much for tuning in, and we will see you on the next one.